Hi, Miss Hackney. How are you doing? It's good to see you again.
Good to see you. I'm not really doing well though. I'm really having a rough time at work still.
Well, last time we met, we had discussed a little bit about um, some troubles you were having with your supervisor at work. Um, how have things been going?
Not good. She nags me, complains about a lot of stuff still.
You seem a little upset. What kind of complaints has she made?
She complains, well, she says she needs my IEP 7 days before the meeting.
Well, why is she asking for a week?
The last time there were a lot of mistakes, and I don't know. She says there were a lot of mistakes, and she didn't have enough time to go through the IEP. I know that I write pretty good IEPs. I've got compliments on them. Parents are really happy with them, so I know my work's good.
I'm sure it is. I understand your supervisor nagging and maybe giving complaints can be a little difficult. However, might you be having some difficulty recognizing your responsibility with this, Miss Hack?
Well, whose side are you on anyway?
Well, I'm here for you. However, that's not going to change my role. I'm still going to try to help you examine what's at the root of your problem.
Well, it's easier said than done. I mean, I just don't have time to do paperwork. This job is really, there's a lot of paperwork with being an ESE teacher, and they don't give you the time. Between all the behaviors I have in my class, I have a lot of kids in my class. I'm over the number. I mean, I have over 10 students. We're supposed to only have 10. They have some of them are in diapers. I have one para. I really should have two paras. My planning time gets taken away most of the time. Some students just wind up staying back. They don't go to the resource because of their behaviors. Or I have one particular student that when he has a behavior, his behavior goes on for 3 hours. So I have to clear my room when that happens. And two other teachers have to come, and the three of us have to stay in there until he eventually comes down, or his mother, comes and gets him. So there's just no time.
Well, from what you're saying, it seems like your position as an ESE teacher really kind of doesn't allow you to have a lot of time to plan. I guess you call it planning time for paperwork. This might require you to maybe have to go back to your zoning plan and your schedule to see if you can make any changes. Perhaps we could look at this together.
That's fine. I don't know if it would help me.
Well, I've had similar experiences in the past, and I found sometimes that a fresh perspective, of an alternate perspective, could kind of help evaluate certain scenarios and situations.
I understand, but I mean, what would you know? How would you be able to help me? How would anyone be able to help me?
Well, I can understand your apprehension, maybe to this approach. And you're probably wondering if it could work or if I could even help you.
I mean, I want changes, and I know they're needed, but no, it's just not possible. I mean, I don't need any changes. I don't need to change my classroom. It's just not possible. So.
No, it's a bit confusing. I mean, you tell me that you want to see changes to help affect your room, but then you say you don't need changes.
Well, there's someone who can help. She should be helping. It's her job to help, and she just doesn't want to. She's not interested.
My impression is this might be your psych coach that you're talking about, and you might be looking for her to fill a role, maybe fill that role and display some interest in your having a successful day.
I don't think it matters to her. She seems like she doesn't really care. She comes in my room, which, she does her daily little check. She really doesn't seem like she cares.
Can you elaborate a little bit on that? What makes you think she doesn't care?
It's her attitude, just the way she carries herself. She doesn't come in and say, "Hey, how's everything going?" In the morning, I would think if I was a coach of a position, didn't have to be tied down to a room every day morning. I like to go and say hi to my teachers. She comes in more or less in the middle of the afternoon or whenever, and it's like it seems like she just wants to catch me doing something wrong. She doesn't ever want to say, say anything positive. And when stuff isn't really going well in the classroom, she doesn't offer any assistance. I mean, she could take some of the behaviors out. She could take a behavior kid for a walk, but she just like makes a face and like walks out of the room like she's disgusted.
Well, working with a supervisor that doesn't seem to care, I mean, I can understand that could be frustrating and even challenging, but in such cases, I have found that maybe honest communication, maybe between supervisor and and in your case the teacher, could be maybe an effective approach to take.
I mean, she should she should know. I shouldn't have to communicate to her. She should see that I'm struggling. That's her job. She should know. She should be the one communicating to me.
But how would she know? I mean, you mentioned the lack of communication being at the root of the problem.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I know. I mean,
Let me ask you: have you spoken to any other teachers that might be having similar issues that you're having? Maybe they feel the same about your supervisor.
yeah, I spoke to one other teacher in about a situation we both had with our classes being over the size limit. And she reached out, she's a pre-K teacher, she reached out to the pre-K district lady with an email, and I did the same because of my class size and also a particularly aggressive student. And I emailed the district lady saying, I think I need some more support for the student, and I had data and all this stuff, and like she was furious with me for doing that. She was furious with the other teacher for doing that. And it's like she said, like made it like we went over our heads, and you know, and and it's like, I'm just confused because I know, yeah, she's the coach, so wherever she is, she's like the person like to go to, and she's supposed to help you. But ultimately, we're told by other people, like our administration, or that it's your responsibility to make sure your students are safe. So I don't know. I'm just confused. You know, but she seems to just not really want to help. I don't know what her problem is.
Well, has anybody else spoken to her, communicated their concerns with her?
I think there was another teacher who did communicate to her, and she had an issue in her classroom with a particular student, and I think things got better for her. I don't know what she told her to do, but she did get a one-on-one for that student, a focus para, and her classroom functioned much better because she had also a large numbers, and you know, and that particular student needed more support. So it seemed to work out. I guess I'm not sure what really they talked about, but
So somebody has had. So what I'm hearing is somebody has had some success. I guess communicating with her, she has responded favorably.
um, yeah, I guess with that particular teacher.
Oh, well, let me ask you then. How do you think that she would? How would she respond to you if you communicated your concerns to her?
I don't know. In the past, she tells me to do certain things, but the things she tells me to do, don't work. And then if I ask for help, she says she's going to model it, and then she really doesn't ever come and model it. And I kind of feel like she knows, that it's just that it's not going to work really. She's kind of just telling me, when I'm coming to her for help or telling her about my problems, she's just telling me to do stuff, kind of knowing it's not going to work because she knows my kids. I mean, she knows the kids in the classroom, and yeah, I mean, ultimately, I need more hands in the classroom, and she just doesn't want to come around and say that. And the district has um, this overall goal to get rid of student focused paras or to lower their number, and it's just like they're making it very hard for teachers to get the help they need, and she needs to be more of an advocate. I mean, that's her role. She's to advocate and help teachers. That's what she's hired to do. And I just feel like she's just more concerned about being liked by the people, the people above, the district people. She doesn't really care that we're struggling.
So I'm hearing maybe that she's offering up some assistance, maybe as she sees things that she thinks that might require some changes, but she's not coming in and assisting in the process and following through on her advice.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, she says stuff, but she doesn't ever come in to really try it herself or see if it works. I mean, what has shown me really how to do it effectively. I try to do, some things, and I don't see the point. It's just not successful. So.
Well, what would be one example of something she has come in to to work with you on, where she's mentioned to you that she would like to see done differently, where then she did not follow up and help you through the process?
Um, she wanted my particular student that is very aggressive to follow a schedule, and even though he's in third grade, he's kind of low and he doesn't follow. He just doesn't. He can do it. He's not physically impaired. He doesn't. And she thinks my para, my one para, should be like pretty much working with him one on one, but she doesn't realize like the other 9 kids need help too, even though they're high functioning. They don't know how to get on the computer. They don't know how to do some of their independent work, even though it's supposed to be independent. They just don't know how to do it. And the way I work my classroom is I do my small group instruction and my paraprofessional. She monitors the computer center and the independent work center. And then she can't work one on one with this other particular student who won't stay in groups. He wants to wander around the room. Then and then he'll start having behaviors. She think, and it's like you can't have her do both. And she's not hired to be a one-on-one. And she's not there for that one student. She's there for all the students. And I can't. And she thinks that that's the answer. And it's it is the answer sometimes, but what it is me doing that. So my para's watching the computer group and the independent work group, and there's no more instruction going on. There's no direct instruction from me. So my kids have to do the same stuff over and over while I entertain the one that is difficult, just to keep him from having these, very drastic behaviors that last, hours. They've gone on for hours.
Well, we're coming close to ending our session right now, and I want you to think about something. I want you to think about, well, I recognize that communication is definitely the root of the issue. I want you to consider, before we meet again, approaching your supervisor in regards to not only the concerns that we mentioned, maybe about wanting to see her in a manner that she cares more, or even the concern about the IEP, but also understanding your day and what's going on in your classroom. Try to let her know everything that seems to be creating this frustration for you, and then when you come back, we will discuss any changes that may come from it. All right.
Okay.
All right. It was really good seeing you again. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.